Good evening all. So welcome to the Toastmasters Session 19. We have quite few new faces also. So to tell about what is Greytorators Toastmaster Club is. Toastmaster Club it's it's a public speaking club where people will give speeches, they will give table topics. So this is basically to improve your communication skill, and if you have that stage fear, so those kind of things which you are in lack of, you can actually keep improving yourself. So this is completely a public speaking platform, and basically in every week session we used to have it Thursday 5 to 6 p.m. and we used to have the prepared speeches and the table topics. So prepared speech is something they will select some topic and they will give some 5 to 6 minutes speech on the stage, and then table topics is something they will give some random topics in generally, and you have to think and speak about it. So that's the usual agenda of every meeting, and if you keep attending the session, then you will gradually will get to know what you can improve and what will be good, and later you can, if you want to continue, you can join our club as a member. So that's the overall information of the Toastmasters Club. And we have actually 3 rules in our club. We should not talk about religion, sex and politics, so that kind of topic should be avoided. And then please put your mobiles on silent mode or switch off it, so that it should not disturb the people who are on stage. And then third rule is whoever is coming on stage, please handshake and clap for them so that they may feel encouraged and can speak more. So to moving forward, I just want to have an ice break activity, because we have 2 new faces, so that you can mingle with others. So this is a kind of word games only. It's very simple, and I will tell you an example of what it is. For example, if I start with the word Facebook, something like that, then the other person who is next to it, like it should be from Varanish. Like I will start the word, and then it should be from like this. And Santosh should continue, Devashri, and then end up with Deep. So it's like if I start with the word Facebook, then he can tell something like post. Then he can say something feeds, which is related. Like a word should be connected and related to one another, and he may say likes, comment, something like that. So the word should be interlinked with one another. So let's start. I will start with the word tree. Tree.
Roots, branches, leaves, flowers, stem, branches.
Fresh air. Out. You said the same thing.
Branches is there.
Oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear.
Actually, I forgot to tell the rules.
Oh.
See, very fun. Conveniently chicken.
You take camera here. Give the counter.
Hi John, good evening.
Good evening.
All Toastmasters. Okay. And today I'm going to play a role Team Modi, Toastmaster of the day. And this role we take it to the entire section like an anchoring kind of thing. And today my theme about happiness is the best makeup. Okay. And here, whenever you heard your look that word like a makeup, what comes in your mind regularly? Because like a girl's usually they are very very near to that word.
Artificials.
Quite kind of thing. You know why in the building, like it keeps them like ugly to not ugly, below average to beautiful, more beautiful kind of thing. But today I'm not talking about that kind of makeup. That will keeps you beauty outer layer, not inner layer. But here the main happy is a word. It's like a feeling which we can't able to see, which will keep it happy, like like a beauty, like a handsome. Okay, and let me go into very deep into the theme. Before that, I have a evaluation. Like for every program, we need to find the drawbacks. We need to find the things what went wrong. Through that, we can able to learn. We can able to improve it. Okay. And today we have an evaluation team, and Mr. I need to call upon Mr. Santosh.
I'm Santosh, taking the role of
is to observe the meeting completely and take my notes on the overall performance, and also suggest in case of any improvements or any challenges or any areas which we can improve on the next sessions. Okay, to do my duties, I would like to introduce my tag team, Timer Shubha.
I have taken a timer role. So timer role is something like I will be keep counting the time. So we have two prepared speeches and we have table topics. For prepared speeches, the total time is 5 to 7 minutes. For 5 minutes, I will show the green card. For 6 minutes, I will show the yellow card. And then for 7 minutes, I will show the red card. So after you complete your, after I show this call, you should stop your speech. And then there is 30 seconds to prepare for the speeches. And for the table topics, again, we have 2 minutes. So for 1 minute, I will show the green card, and for 1.5 minutes, I will show the yellow card, and for 2 minutes, I will show the red card, which means you have to finish your speech when I show this red card. And then you will get the 30 seconds time to prepare for your speech and to end your speech. And then for the evaluation, same, I have 2 minutes, and then for 2 minutes, I will show the green card, and then for 2.5 minutes, again yellow, and 3 minutes, I will show the red card. So if I keep showing the red card, you should end up your evaluation. And that's it. At the end of this evaluation, I will.
And I would like to call accountant Tikti to explain the roles of the.
Hi, I would like to count all your R's, pauses, and fillers which you use in your speeches and table topics today. A gap like the pause which Ravi gave, it adds a little drama to what he's trying to explain. That is not counting as pause. That will not be counted as pause. It adds to the speech, so that will not be counted. And R's or other fillers, I'll give my report at the end of the session. Thank you.
To add on this R, the filler words, this makes the speech or anyone's speech looks like boring. So try to avoid using the filler words like basically, likely, so and so on. Like to call the next tag team member, more interesting Toastmaster, Nemesis or Grammarian.
Thank you, Santosh. So I'll be keeping an eye and keeping my ear on about a lot of grammatical mistakes. So even though you have very good content and you have energy while speaking on the stage, but if any word or any something goes wrong on the grammar side, it makes it look ugly on your overall speech side. Right? So be careful about the grammar whatever you're using. I'll give you my report at the end of the process.
Thanks.
And being Rabanian, I have this opportunity to give you the word of the day, which is reticent. So reticent means reserved or introverted, like someone who is not openly speaking or expressing a thought, something like that. So you can use the reticent instead of using the words introverted or reserved in that way, right? Understood? Okay. So there's a rule like if you use this word in your speech or table topic anywhere, then you will give you a thumbs up and a goodie. Okay. Thanks.
Today we have two speeches, one is Devasis and Rashmi, and we have able evaluators who will take care of all the notes they will prepare on these speeches, and the feedback they will provide at the session. And that's all. I would like to call the Toastmaster of the day. Continue the
Okay, come to the theme. Happiness is the best maker. Okay, here, what is the happiness? Where it is coming from? Where it has born? Okay, and the entire world are chasing the happiness. Even they not get it also, still chasing. What is the way to get happiness? happiness. We need to get happiness. And here, happiness seems to be like it seems to like a JATC syndrome. Okay, don't go to hospital and don't ask any doctor what is the meaning of JACT. It's JACT means just around the corner. It seems to be just around the corner. In the sense, it seems to be very near to you. It's happiness. How you're taking the things and how you're feeling. Okay, and see here, what you need to do to become a happy person. So what is a happy? Happy which you can feel it. Like for example, and which position you are, where you are in a poor or rich or so we have a luxury stationary luxury life you're living. Still, just imagine nowadays the people are having everything in around home or in where they are working and all. Still they are feeling unhappy. Everything, and the person who was living in very near to a street, they are how they do they'll work in the morning, they'll come to home, evening they'll prepare food and they'll leave very happily. The happy we can see when you will get 8 hours full sleep. There's a happy. Okay, get moving to that. We'll have today we have 2 speeches. Okay, first let me call upon Debarshi.
Thank you, Ravi. Since he was talking about the theme happiness is the best maker, so before I start my speech, I would like to share a small story. It just came to my mind now. So I read about this around 3 years back in a newspaper. Well, there was a media person was interviewing Dalai Lama. So there were many media people who were asking questions and he was answering, correct? So one person asked a question to Dalai Lama, what is the purpose of life? So he was feeling himself smart enough to put Dalai Lama in trouble and was expecting a reply which could be huge and would be complex from him and it would be hard for him to answer. So he took around 30-40 seconds pause, before he started giving the answer. And Dalai Lama uttered that the purpose of life is happiness. The media was stunned as he was expecting a long reply, but there was one single line, simple reply of what is purpose of life is happiness. So happiness is something which makes the world together, and animal or people, all the human race, whoever brings them together and makes them stay together. And as soon as the happiness is there in the world, we smile, we sign. Okay. So yeah, thank you. So I will start my speech. The name of the speech is "As I Move to a New City and Started Getting Roommates." Interesting, right? Yeah. So the content will be interesting as well. Okay. So at the age of 17, I moved to Bangalore. That was the first time I moved to a new city. About 17 years of my life I spent in my hometown. So I was actually flabbergasted as I landed in Bangalore and I was exploring the city. And back in 2011, the Bangalore was more prosperous, and the climate was super awesome throughout the year. Right. So still, my mom and dad tells me about this moment when they left me in front of my college door and they were boarding into the bus, and mom was waving me and I was waving back to them with a smile on my face. And my mom waved back from the window with tears in her eyes, leaving us on 2,000 kilometers from our reach after spending 17 years together. So that was something I felt later. I smiled that moment because I was happy, because I was, as I said, I was flabbergasted to come to a new city and living a new life, and I started graduations from there. So yeah, so that was about it, and then my hostel life started, and I got my first roommate. So when I came to, when I started staying in hostel, I was little nebulous about the hostel culture, as I never stayed in hostel, and I was meeting people who either have stayed in hostel before or belong from city. I was meeting people who were who could speak English better, who were smarter, and I was a bit reticent to talk to them and explain my things and explain my thoughts because I was not so good in English. I could, in fact, before coming to Bangalore, I never spoke in Hindi. I never spoke in English as well. Okay, so that's how the time passed on, and I got my new roommate whose name is Rahul Pandey, and he was from Bihar, and he he belonged from a Pandit family. So before coming to college, he spent 2 years in Kota to prepare IIT, but eventually he landed and met me in DBIT. Okay, so that's how all the things started, and actually we shared our thoughts later. And as time passed on, I started enjoying the hostel life. We have many stories together, and this my roommate Rahul Pandey, used to bath rarely, really rarely. Okay, like maybe twice in a month, something like that. And the day he takes bath, he utters Hanuman Chalisa for 30 to 40 minutes inside the room with the wet cloths on him. And that day you have to just watch it. It's really something entertainment for you in the room inside, right? So I spent 4 years with him, and then I completed my graduations and I moved to Hepal from my college, which is near Mysore Road. And I got these two roommates. One was IITian, another was a sales guy. So the salesperson who I still say the room was not, there's nothing much to tell about him, but I would really like to speak about the IITian roommate, what it happened. So till now I have met around 5 to 6 IITians, and let me tell you, all of them are stupids. At least I believed or understood, observed them. Right? And my roommates is no rare or unique thing. So this guy takes around 2 to 3 hours to cook anything you give him. Like for Maggie, which actually takes 2 minutes, he can take 1 hour to prepare Maggie. I mean, he's really talented in that sense. Okay, so one day I actually asked him to prepare tea, which could hardly take 15 minutes, and he's going to kitchen. I went to home. I came back to home, and I just waited and forgot about the tea, and he came around 2 hours later to wake me about the tea. Okay, so I actually was very curious why it takes so much time to prepare things and all those things. Right? Then I actually joined with him one day in the cooking, so then I understood what he does. So his cooking style is very unique. You should enjoy hearing it. Okay. He brings all the vegetables and he washes all of this at least 7 times by changing the dishes. Okay. And after that he cut it, but he doesn't cut the chili. He put it in the oil and then try to cut it with the knife when the oil it's getting fried in the oil itself. Interesting, isn't it?
Why is it?
Yeah, but if you go try to convince him, no, you should cut it before, he wouldn't get convinced. He said, no, someone has told me it gets more tastier when it's fried and then you cut it inside the rice. Okay, but he's IITian, you can argue with him, he knows better, yeah, like that. And he spends around 2 to 3 hours every day after office resting in the washroom. So once you go inside, he comes out around 2.5 or 3 hours, something like that. So all these circus I have in my room. So once I remember he prepared roti as well. So that roti like can cut anyone's throat in no time. Just like that. Okay, and he prepared papad as well. The papad has become roti and the roti has become papad. Yeah, so that was about it. There, I could speak more about it, but then I have to take another speech about speaking. Okay, so there I have another roommate who is aged, right now I have, who is aged around 50. I think I have spoken about him before in this stage as well. He doesn't act his age. Correct. So yeah, so I have more to tell about him. So I remember the most interesting thing, or maybe the most hilarious thing, what I can say. On 29th September last year, he had a cardiac arrest in the room. It was a Sunday, I was in home, I was cooking, and this person's sugar level is around 470, which is quite high. And to maintain that, he eats a fist of sugar every day before he goes to sleep. So I thought when he fell down in the room, I thought maybe his sugar level has increased or something has fallen down. So I took him to hospital immediately, and then I realized he had a cardiac arrest. So the moment I took him to the hospital, it was like all this movie situation where you have seen like there is a fight between the patient and the doctors. They are trying to take him back to the life and all those things. So that was happening in front of me. So after 5-6 minutes, they were giving all morphine and injection, all this. He was stable. He opened his eyes. There was oxygen mask on his head, on his nose, and he slowly gave me signals with his eye to come closer to me. I went to him, and then he asked me to, with the signs and all, he asked me to move the mask from his nose. He take a picture of me. Seriously. You were just about to die around a minute back. Correct. So that's all about the thing. And currently I am trying to move into Pormangla. I will get new movement. So there will be more stories coming about it next year. Thank you all.
Okay, Devashi, it was nice to know your roommates, how they are romantic at you. Okay, and just move to the topic on the happiness is the best makeup. Okay, actually, the word the happy, where it is derived from is previously in the earlier days we used to call fun. Okay, fun is the origin for the happy. Okay, gradually we start calling as a happy only, and in nowadays one person keep on observing one person is like he was staying in middle, one lady married couple, and here is unmarried couple. Okay, and he was observing all the times they were fighting like anything, and other side of couple they are okay fine, they are living very happily, and the guy went and asked one psychologist, okay, and Swamiji, I can't, this I'm planning to get married, what is your suggestion? Okay, and he told only one thing, sir, Swamiji, I saw the quarrel couples and as well as saw successful couples who are staying lovely and he has, if you get married, two things will happen, either you will become a happy person, more happy, or you become a philosopher. Either anyone is. Okay. And it will get, after that decided to marry or not marry, that is problem. Okay. And why I'm telling is, see, the happiness, it's a state of your mind. It's not a like where you are, and we should not, for example, how it will accumulate it towards our see nowadays in the entire world they are thinking like something if I achieve, something if I get, you experience happy, isn't it? Like for example, desire fulfill. If you object, if you feel like hey, I want 80% present this time, if you get it, like you feel like hey, very happy, 80% or 50% as per the company is okay. And the desire, if you fulfill desire, then you will be happy. If you not fulfill your desire, you may not be happy. But that is not a real happy. See, I heard, I will get into very deep how many types of happy we have. And before that, we have one more speech today. Rashmi, let me call upon Rashmi.
Thank you, Ravi. Good evening, friends. I'm Rashmi, and I'm going to give my second speech today of 11.1. And the title of my speech is going to be all about confessions. Okay, so the moment we hear confession, it's all about like, oh, okay, she's going to talk something depressing today. No, it's not going to be that. And you will tell me why did I say no to it. Okay, but yeah, I would like to start my speech with a very well-known proverb who says, like, confess you were wrong yesterday. Okay, confess you were wrong yesterday. It will show that you are wise today. So speaking about that, I was like, what is
this confession? Everywhere it's going on. It is to an extent that if you open your Facebook account, everywhere you get to see this is my confession. Of late, it's been a trend also. Insta, FB, that, this. It has affected the world so much that even our colleges have started these confession pages these days on Facebook, right? So I was like, what is this? Each and every college has this Facebook confession page or what? I tried doing this investigation. Okay, that's when I realized, yeah, even my college has their confession, and I added as a member there. Okay, that's the fun part. And I was like, okay, by the way, what is this confession? So the moment we hear the word confession, people are very reticent about it, right? They never like to open up about it. So I was like, okay, what is the meaning of the word confession? That's when I learned that confession is nothing but declaration of your mistakes, or the crimes what we have done, right? So that is the confession. So then, if we see today's world, it's like confession is everywhere. It has even started since the world has begun, right? Every man confesses. Yeah, well, they say that a woman never confesses. You can't expect it from her. But yeah, again, I would like to add an exception. Such women do exist, my. Please open up your eyes and see. They are there in the world who would like to confess. Well, on that note, I was like, okay. Then I started my imagination. Okay, sometimes some strange things come to my mind. So I was like, okay, fine. So who usually confesses? We either go to church, temple, or some holy places and start doing our confessions there, right? So I was like, okay, the confession what we do in temple or any holy place, we usually do it in front of priest, right? So when I came back to this FB page, then to whom should I confess here? That's when I remembered, okay, I have my beloved admin of the group, the creator of this Facebook page. So let me confess there, I thought. Okay, we even did it. He even read, and I don't know how considerate he was towards our confessions, but he still read this because he was the creator, right? And after that, speaking about these holy places, I then realized that, oh yeah, our holy books are replaced with Facebook today, right? That is very much true. So the only difference is maybe the former one, that is your holy books are just the read only, whereas the later one, that is your Facebook, it has both read and write. Sometimes even you can delete. Right? In fact, the creator of Facebook itself, Mark Zuckerberg, he often has this complaint saying that the users of Facebook, they don't use all the options I have provided to them. They don't use it efficiently. I was like, what are you meaning there? You really means that? Then he told me, no, what options I meant is the logout and please deactivate my account permanently. Right? It's a very honest confession. Nobody does that. Correct? It's been ages, I think. I have never logged out from my own Facebook account. So that was the thing. Then there came this thing. So that's when I started like, okay, colleges also have this, right? So I was like, okay, if a college has to be built now, a new college, how would they publicize it? So probably they would add something like, okay, we have all the modern lab equipments, we have all the experienced professors, and we also have a very big banyan tree. Why banyan tree? Be honest, friends, at least now you have to confess. Don't you have at least one banyan tree in your colleges? I'm sure nobody would like to confess, but we definitely have it. It will definitely be there in your college compound, because that banyan tree is the proof where all this cross-departmental friendship, patch-up, break-up, make-ups, everything happened, right? So maybe your college wouldn't have seen that, but your banyan tree has definitely seen it, correct? So when everyone is doing that, now the next thing is, okay, so there is this confession going on, so what should I do, right? Because I also want to be part of this trend. I don't want to be like left out, because I'm anyways there on the page. Let me add something of mine also. So then I was like, okay, what should I add now? That's when I was like, first let's see what are the messages others have put. What are the confession messages? That's where I read that 50% of the confession messages were about how big that banyan tree in the college was when they were learning there, when they were students in that college, and the other 50% was the benefits of having a banyan tree in the college. Okay, and let me tell you, it's not the medical college or anything I'm talking about. It's just common across all the colleges, may it be some commerce, engineering, anything. In fact, the students excel the benefit or the knowledge of this banyan tree so much that not even our doctors know today what is the benefit of that banyan tree, but these people know. So it was to that extent. So I was like, okay, fine, let me also add something. So I was like, okay, let me not speak about banyan tree because I don't want to be one among those 50%. So then I just put my confession and ended it by saying that, hi friends, I must seriously confess today something on this group. That is, I have been very addicted to Facebook. All thanks to the Facebook admin page, all thanks to this confession group. And you have been successful, Mr. Admin. Yes, I am addicted to Facebook. And then I was like, I didn't stop it there. I continued because it was just one line. I was like, people are good paragraphs, man. I am writing just one line. No, it doesn't look good. So then I continued saying that. Again, I have to console my admin also, right? Because he is the creator of the group. He is like admin. So I was like, okay, fine. So Mr. Admin, don't worry. I promise to continue this addiction for next couple of years. If possible, I'll also make sure that the next generations, like my juniors or someone, whoever meets me as the alumni of that college, I'll make sure that they are also addicted to this page and share their banyan trees. So this was my confession on the page, and yeah, I even put the message to my admin saying thanks for your cooperation. So friends, yes, here is my speech. Thanks for listening.
Okay, thank you so much, Srishti. Regarding to this banyan trees, section of its 8 marks paragraph.
You had one in your college? You had one in your college?
I maybe do. Maybe do have, okay. And
Now I'll go back to my college and plant
You don't
one.
want to confess.
We'll plant one now.
He's reticent about it.
And okay, we have one more topic, table topic master. I need to call upon Mr. Mohan Krishna.
Oh, he's here.
Thanks, Ravi. So, I guess I see a lot of cases here. These two is I'm Mohan.
Raise your voice.
Okay, fine. So, this is Mohan. I work as a DevOps engineer in Greytorators. You can find me on second floor. A separate room for
In
us.
the corner.
Okay. So today, I think I'll give you a lot of topics. I find these are very complex. So this is my first time I'm getting table topics. So don't touch me. So
That
any
we
volunteers
anyways
for the first topic?
Mujib bhai.
A simple topic. You need to talk about the topic for 2 minutes. It can be anything. You just need to take the topic and you can talk regarding anything related to that topic, or you can start with that topic and go indirectly about it. Okay, you will be given 2 minutes, 30 seconds for consideration, then remaining time for talk. Right? So the topic is, you have to teach your grandma how to use smartphone. Nice.
How to teach how to use?
Yeah, you have to teach your grandma how to use smartphone. Okay.
Yeah, I do have a grand. Nice kids.
So basically, my grandma belonged from another generation, two generations prior to what we have right now. So I think the smartphone is still a luxury item for her to understand what it is. So I need to explain her what it is actually. So as soon as she will come to know what it is, why it is for, and how it acts, then it will be easier for her to understand how it flows. So I will take a pen and paper first, keep the phone aside. I will explain what it is. I'll take some example which is similar to it. Like I'll take a house example, then I'll explain how the home screen is the house, and inside the home screen we have these rooms. Then these rooms are the small applications what we have inside this house. So this house occupies these rooms, and then we have this common passage, and we have these pillars which maybe can be called as settings, which can be adjusted based on how you want to set your rooms like that. And these doors and other things are like your lock screen and passwords and everything, all those kind of things. So as soon as I will be able to explain her and make her understand the relatability, how the phone works, I think it will be easier for her to refer whatever I'm going to explain her next about the apps, more about the apps and other things in the phone. So as soon as you understand what apps is, which the house occupies, as the room occupies the house, like the apps are there in the phone, then I'll explain each room has a different style. Like one room is for guests, one room is for family, one is for children. Similarly, app has a similar kind of approach. So one app is for one with a single purpose, something like that. So then I'll explain what purpose, which app, and then likely I'll be keep on explaining her more about the apps. Then inside the room we have these furnitures, and inside the apps we have different features and all those things. So I think this would be the best approach to explain her how the smartphone works. So thank you.
So basically what we take is really interesting topic. Really interesting topic. Ravi. So basically you work for an insurance company. Okay. Your company invented breakup insurance.
Breakup insurance.
Yeah, breakup insurance policy.
This would.
Oh, good
So this is why you like this.
Now you have to select yours.
Why he gets topics every time like this?
Yeah,
So what is the benefit of breakup policy?
everything is up to you.
Okay.
Okay. You have to sell the insurance policy, breakup insurance policy, the young generation.
Married or unmarried?
That's up to you.
We should get it. We should get it for free. Keep it a floater. Floater insurance.
I would have claimed the policy for 5 times.
Oh, okay, I get it. Yeah. But what they do reimburse once you claim it?
Fine, the different companies know.
Expenses.
Expenses. That's it.
Girlfriend, boyfriend. Gifts. Oh yeah, wife, husband.
Hey, you can't think so long. More than 5
More than 30 seconds.
No, it's okay. You start when you're ready. You start when you're ready, maybe.
Taking some money.
Yeah.
No, you can be serious also.
You're selling insurance. Breakup insurance.
Insurance is a matter of solitude. Leave the offer to
Okay, let's start. So my topic is to sell an insurance for breakup. Okay, let's understand why we need a breakup. Okay, and what is a relationship? So relationship is a commitment which costs lot, like your time, your money, and lot of things. So if you are staying in relationship, you need to give time to your partner, and you need to take gift, you need to take chocolates, you need to please his or her every time. So it is very costly and time consuming. So I have a good offer for you, which is very cheap. You can pay around 12 rupees per month. So I'll give a breakup policy. And I am telling you, you are very reticent to get a breakup, and because of this breakup, you can have a lot of time with your friends, you can hang out, and you get more time for yourself, you can explore more. So if you're being in committed relationship, you cannot, even if you want to achieve anything in your life, it will stop you for achieving, because you cannot spend that much time on your goal because of the relationship. Your focus gets shifted somewhere else. So this is very cheap, 12 rupees you can easily afford, 12 rupees per month. And we have a annual discount plan. If you take annual discount plan, we will give a 20 rupees discount. So guys, please think about it, have a breakup. And application forms are here. Please scan it.
Have your breakup secure. Grammarian. I have points.
So, do you use your mobile a lot?
Yeah.
Okay. So, how do you feel if your mobile stuck at 10%, your battery is 10%? How do you feel?
No, you shouldn't give one word answers. You should feel for it for 2
You have to
minutes.
speak about it for 2 minutes at least. And you don't have a charger or power bank, nothing near you. Your battery is 10%, you are watching something or doing something very interesting.
Your name?
Before I go with the topic, I would like to say that I'm not that proficient in English, like as you guys are reading. Let me try like this, how much I can respond once I put your language. Fine. The topic is like when my mobile is at the 10%, what I'll be doing it. Yeah. Difficult. Just go like the way. So time when I viewed that 10% of my charger, initial like I'll be having more apps opening that. So major one, I'll just close all the things by saving it. So saving it is just like if anything like documentation I'm doing through my mobile, that takes and that emails I'm doing that things I go through. But really, everything will be hitting me is that my WhatsApp I can't access it, which normally everyone used to do it, where I will feel bad for that. How to use it, and for next bit of time, as I'm not having charger as I could, that's no option. Really, I'm going to stand for a few minutes without using of that. And then Facebook, obviously, as she also told that even I'm also addicted towards it, but even I'll get too distracted to it. Oh my god, what I'm going to do for next few minutes? Few minutes it might take hours also, obviously. So that will get the most time for me. And then you see, if any selfies where we are addicted to it, obviously I'm too much. So I'll just stand over there where I'm unable to take a picture because Bangalore is a good climate. Whenever how it is, if you find anything rainy season, we'll be having snaps. That will be missing a lot back to back. So these are the defectives I will be getting. So this is the things getting strike in my mind now. So I'm ending with my contention here. Thank you.
So, anyone else? No one from the chat.
Mujib.
Master of tabletop.
So, this is very interesting topic actually.
Like we should tell.
It is interesting to me.
Any topic
You will
you
make
give
it
to
interesting.
Mujib will be interesting.
So basically, you got a chance to select your superpower. Except invisibility. Except invisibility. Any superpower you want. Okay, you can think of it, you can get only one chance. What kind of power you want? Why? Super.
I would have gone with Mr. India kind of thing, but that is not the option here. So I may go with how best I can please people. So what did he say? The sweeter the words are, the word is at your feet, something like that, right? So I believe if we have control on the tongue, or we have politeness, or the talk what we do, that is kind of also superpower we can say. Because ideally, to my extent, the moment I talk to people after 5-10 minutes, I can see there is no one around me. So I think that is kind of superpower for me. So having said that, of course, the kind words or the way we deliver our talks, or the way we slip, rather we can nod the heads. That will have lesser impact than the tongue what it gives. So that I think that could be a most superpower, and then it may help us create that happiness around us, and that will also make us to think, like to change the mindset of other people also, so that we can create a good atmosphere. I think that would be the thing. Thank you.
So next. Hey, what only guys are coming? Just one girl come now.
Shubha. Hey, what and the time?
It's okay. You can give the timer back.
Already.
Okay.
Hey, you can go now.
Oh, Diti, yes.
Yeah, it's been a long time since you came here. At least
Yeah, come.
Shubha, am I getting a call? Please. No.
Yeah, not
I am a
getting
little reticent today to come.
Both
Say
is
the
not-
call.
conversation.
Very good. Yeah, he's giving a thumbs up to you. You use the word, but you have to come.
So this is also
Yeah.
who is the person you hate most, and what are his or her good qualities?
Opposition.
Since this is going on YouTube, I will not name their name. I mean, I will not bring their name. There was a person, and she was my classmate, and later she became my colleague also, and where I did my internship. Okay, too much details. I kind of don't like her because she used to, spread hatred against me. So I kind of don't like her even today because she was, I had a boyfriend back then in college also. So she was attracted to him. That is the second reason to hate her. And so I was a little reticent to confront her directly. But then from then onwards, I started avoiding her. Now the topic is, what are the good qualities? Yeah. Good qualities being she studies really well, she's a hard worker, and at the same time, as Mujib used, how do you convince people?
Persuasion.
Yeah, how do you manipulate their thoughts? She's very good in that. And, yeah, that's it.
So this will be the last topic for the day. Any? Yeah, this is last topic.
Yeah, we still have evaluation, right?
Yeah.
It's very pleasant topic. So your topic is how to effectively fake being sick.
Being sick.
How to?
How to effectively fake being sick. You have to fake that you are sick. How to effectively fake.
Your manager is not here, right?
Any people HR?
No.
Payroll is there.
Of course.
How will I control it?
By this topic, I'm remembering my intermediate days. That is first time I'm in hostel. That time I'm sick with my home. So I used to tell so many times to my principal that I'm sick, like that. Or even though I'm not sick. So I'm calling my parents also. I'm claiming that I'm not well. I'm feeling very weak, like anything. I'm telling to my parents. They are also taking its priority. They are coming even though they're stopping their works and they are coming and they are bringing me to my home. Like that I have done so many times.
These things make memories here. In my intermediate also I did this. When I joined intermediate first year, we used to stay in another town, and I came to major district in Guntur. Okay, so I'm like, it's a complete boys hostel where nothing is there. It's very hard. So what I did is I take 6 months being sick. Literally 6 months being sick. One day sick, one time home sick.
How did you clear your semester?
At that time we talked with principal. No, not
Sick
like
of
that.
it. Intermediate.
Yeah. Finally, intermediate is time. So with this, I'll conclude. I hope you guys like my topics. Thank you.
Hey, got the stage time.
Oh,
Everyone is
sorry,
sick.
I also forgot.
Okay, no problem. Okay, we are at the end of the session. Before that, I need to tell about the happiness. How many times happiness we are having, as per the one great poet. Okay, I didn't pronounce their name because my tongue is not so.
You can like
Okay, see, one is one type of happiness is natural happiness, which means like if you're that's that one horse, like creatures like horse, dog, they're like if they get food they'll be happy. If they not get food, like they'll not be unhappy, because that is one kind of natural happiness. But one more type of happiness is a synthetic happiness. Synthetic happiness, even if you are not get what you want or what you need, still you to be happy. That is a one type of happiness. That's only for human beings. You may have without fulfilled desires. Still you may be happy. Okay, and that's the end of the my thing. Okay, I need to call upon Mr. General Evaluator, Mr. Santosh.
We had a good session. Hope we had a good session. I'd like to call our general evaluator, Shubha. Sorry, evaluator for Dave, Shubha.
She is not here, so he actually started with the hostel life roommates, and he had a good speech transition in the speech. He actually explained very well, like how it started, the college life and the hostel life and everything. So there was actually a bit transition in the life events. The one thing which he wants to work on is the same transition. Like he initially he started with the theme, like he started a story of the theme, but then actually he get into the speech. So there was actually confusion which was the speech when it started. So I think that he should be avoiding it, and he directly can get into the speech format. And then there was not a proper opening and the conclusion of it. So I would suggest him to start with the story, either a story or a quotes or a phrase or kind of thing, and then he can actually get into the content of the speech. And then the main thing which was lacking is what's the objective of the speech. I like what's the connection of the speech with the audience. So what he tried to convey the message, that was missing actually. So, and I think that he needs to work on and he needs to improve a lot. And the other one is like a regular practice he needs to do it. And then the challenging thing which he needs to work on is this humor. So he already have a natural humor sense. If he work on that, then definitely he can be a good humor sense.
To add on Shubha's comment, I would like to say the story told by Dave at the start of the session was very good about the Telangana. And big round of applause for staying with Rahul Pandey for 2 months.
2 years.
2 years.
4 years. Oh,
4
sorry.
years.
4 years.
That was great. And I'd like to call the next evaluator, Mr. Mohan, who is evaluated speech of Rashmi.
Actually, this evaluation I'm not really sure, because I can't find anything to nitpick on the speech, literally. First, the way she starts, the opening is really good. Your opening is really good, and the way you compare the holy books and Facebook, the sarcasm is really awesome. That's one of the things I like about it. And the first thing, the topic you choose, confessions everywhere, that itself is misleading. But the topic you talk is about is completely different. I never thought, okay, there is another confession called Facebook. Actually, I am not that much user of Facebook. I really log into it. That's it. So when she's talking about Facebook confessions, I'm like, what are these confessions? Where did they came from? Literally, and in the whole topic, it is informative, and she's talking about her experience and all. But she included a lot of humorous elements also. I never felt any bored listening to this. That is one. And your level of confidence is really good. When there is no hesitation or there is no pause or pauses or these things. You didn't even try to remember anything. That is one of the good qualities, I guess. And your transition also very smooth. There is no, from one point to another. You went on a point basis, not on a 1 point to 3. Not like that. That's nice. And one thing I like about your speech is that there is no deviation in the topic at all. You're talking about confessions, you're talking about confessions itself. That's it. That's really nice. However, you may want to work on the eye count. See, when I saw you, that a lot of times you'll stay at some point. I know it's a bit hard to make eye contact, but I think you might have to work on that one. And when you are taking a auxiliary device like mobile or something on the stage, you have to use it. I felt that if you can use that mobile with something or showing something, it might be really good. That is one. Aside from that, to challenge yourself, I'm not sure. I might need Bernie's opinion.
I'll tell you.
Okay. So these are the things this is my evaluation of the show.
Yeah, that's what most of things, whatever I have told. Only thing I want to add on is the confession about vanity was very nice. Your presentation and the framing was very good. Only thing is you did not use the stage fully. You're standing at the same place. That was the only 1% which I saw missing. 99% was very good. So next to hear about the table topics and all the results, we would like to call my time team, Shubha, to present the timing.
So for the speeches, Debashi took 6 minutes, Rashmi took 7 minutes 20 seconds, and for table topics, Debashi took 1 minute 50 seconds, Santosh took 1 minute 30 seconds.
7:20.
So you need not mention 6 or 7 minutes. You just have to mention whoever is eligible for picking up.
Okay.
Qualified 40.
So Mohan took 1 minute 20 seconds, and then Mujib took 1 minute 26 seconds. Diti took 1 minute 30 seconds, and Ashok took 40 seconds. So apart from Ashok, all are eligible for voting.
Who else?
Mohan.
No,
That's it.
So voting at the end of the session, you people should vote for the best speaker of the session.
And next, I would like to call account 80 to present our results.
There was less hours, pauses, and throughout the speech and table topics and fillers. Ravi took 7 hours and 1 filler, which was like. Shubha took 2 hours and 1 filler, which was so. Debashi took 3 hours and 5 fillers, that is so. Santosh took 1 filler, that is so, in his speech. And Mohan Krishna took 1 filler in his speech, that is like. Only this much was okay. And Rashmi had 0 hours, pauses, fillers. Anyway.
Okay. I noted that.
I think our grammarian is not there. Let's start voting. Table topics, we have a Mohan as a table topic winner. Next speech, we have 2 winners, Rashmi and Devashish on stage, please.
I brought my own chocolates.
You want to give?
Let me cherish this moment. This had been always my dream to get a chocolate in speech category.
Oh.
When you have speeches like Rashmi and other
Excuse me, photo please.
it means a lot.
And we have a test evaluator, Shubha, on the stage. Our general evaluation, I like the table topics, very interesting.
Thank you.
Good job. Very interesting. Like all the topics. And only one feedback, the people are not shaking their hands when they are leaving. Someone is waiting here or giving shake hand and that person is going aside. It's not good. Everyone who comes on the stage should shake hand the person. And we had a quality session. And please try to come at 6 o'clock.